this year, at least Kenya managed to send that to qualify for World Championship in Tokyo this year. 3 teams that will be participating and winning a bronze medal, I think maybe for the first time in a long time, especially for the mixed relays. So that in itself, this event has contributed in ensuring that the name of Kenya, the growth of athletics, has also come as a result of that city. This year is going to be big like last year. We have many athletes that will be participating from different parts of the world. Despite the fact that we have so many competitions worldwide, there's so much interest from different parts of the world that they want to come and run in the country. Not only that, Osiri, because when they come from parts of the world, especially the US, they get an opportunity to learn this country, to learn the culture, and also to visit one of the unique parks in Nairobi, the only one in the world where a city has a national park. And we have had that chance now to showcase that. And that's why whenever we request some of the top athletes to come to this country, they come for the benefit to see the culture and to visit the country. And of course, as being the leading country in Africa and also the world in athletics, they want to see how our athletes train and do well. So this has been something that's special. And this year we have as many athletes, even more than last year. This year we have 89 athletes from different parts of the world. We have 53 from Kenya, because there are different categories that we have been given in this Continental Tour. The Continental Tour has 3 categories. One, co-events, which is provided for by World Athletics. This is a must, you have to do it. Then we have discretionary, which is given to the country now to decide on which events they want to use. But then the decision to provide, to award the prizes comes from World Athletics. So the World Athletics decide the amount of money that you have to pay them. And then, of course, now we have the national events, a provision that gives a chance now the hosting country to give those who are aspiring athletes an opportunity to compete in a world-class event. That is what is meant by discretionary and the national events. And we choose the national events according to the performance of athletes in different parts of the competition so that they have a chance to bring their names up. We have the names of those top athletes that will be attending Osiri. Those who have already confirmed. Some of them are world beaters, Olympic champions, and I want to start with Omanyala Ferdinand. He's African champion. The other day he set world record, national record in 150 meters in the US. 3 days ago. We have Kenneth Lajan is also silver medalist from Nanjing, that is from Austria. Lo Kalab from Austria. We have, these are the top now, African champion and gold medalist from Liberia. Abraham Gibeot is a bronze medalist from World Olympic Championship. Faustin Bryan is from USA, World Indoor Champion in Nanjing. Peter Henderson, World Champion. We have Roland Thomas from Germany, Olympic champion. Julia Shego, of course, we know our own. Kabunchi Muchinga from Switzerland, not Muchinga, Muchinga. Pronunciation can be an issue here. He won the World Championship Indoor in Nanjing cold, so she's also coming here. Moloni Safika from finalist in Paris Olympics. Sarah Mora is one of the young athletes that Kenya developed through youth programs that we have had in City. She won the gold medal in Peru last year. She's also coming up in the 800 meters. And then Anita Wolszylak from Poland, 3 times Olympic champion. And Rogers Cambrian, Olympic champion in Paris 2024. So those are some of the athletes that will be coming here. It indicates now, or shown, that Kenya has done so well in bringing on board the athletes that matter, those who have done very well worldwide during the Olympics, World Championship, and also in their regional competitions, continental tours competition also. This is why some of the athletes and why this event is ranked one of the best in the world. So the total number of athletes for series that we are going to have is 189. And national events only for Kenya that we chose 53. And the highest number of athletes from different countries, Ethiopia, we have 31 from Ethiopia. So you can imagine. And for combination of co-athletes and discretionary, we have 59. That is from Kenya. So this is something which we are proud of. It's an increment, it's an improvement, and I think, Osiri, if we continue like this, we will be able to get the Diamond League and eventually World Championship. That is now, I can see the way the stadium is being built. We are really happy, and we expect that by next year, we will be also competing with the world as far as the stadiums are concerned. It's coming up very well. We know that Nyayo is coming up very well. The Tatan is being placed. And then by the time we reach the trials for World Championship in August, I believe that we will be having our track there, Osiri, so that our athletes can compete there, and we are proud of what the government is doing. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Barnaba Korir. He's the tour director of this very great event. And I think for the members of the Fourth Estate, he has helped us to be able to pronounce that name of that famous athlete. She's from Switzerland, but originally from Congo. Kambunji? Well, I don't know. Whichever way you pronounce it, it's going to sound the same. And there's two of them. And if they are coming, then we'll have to pronounce it twice. She's called Kambunji Munjinga. Well, the good thing about this event is in 2024, for example, the tour director has told you that we witnessed 6 world-leading times. True or false? Yeah, members of the Fourth Estate have it, including the one he has talked about, Abraham Kibiwot, who won the 3,000-meter steeplechase at that time. So this is a big event, ladies and gentlemen, and we should be proud and happy to have it. Let me take this opportunity to invite the Sports Fund CEO, Nuh Hassan, and to thank him also for having joined us. Nuh can say one word, and then you can probably call our sponsors as well. Thank you, Nuh.
CS for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, Principal Secretary for Sports, General Tuwei, who doubles up as President of Athletics Kenya and also my Chairman at Sport Fund, and other dignitaries or protocols observed. Good afternoon. I'm usually a back office person. When you deal with finances, you don't say much. But because I've been called upon to make a remark, just a quick observation. First of all, we thank Athletics Kenya for the great strides they have made in terms of making Kenya proud in the international sphere, in terms of the competition. But as CS, I want to confirm from the short stint that I've been around at the helm of Sport Fund, we have been having 1 or 2 problems with federations in this country, in terms of governance, in terms of accountability, and some few other issues. But when I look at the books, Athletics Kenya, I think he has scored A so far. Even when we talk about the master plan, when we tell them to submit master plan, that one concerns other federations. You don't follow them up for, returns, but they do it themselves. So I think it's a clue that other federations need to borrow a clip from them. And they are also assisting the ministry in running the programs and making sure that we have the best athletics and the international standards are enforced. And that is what other federations should emulate. But there's also always room for improvement. That doesn't mean you are at the peak. So it's a continuous improvement. Auditors are mean sometimes. So I'm not retracting my earlier statement, but I'm saying there is always a room for improvement. But otherwise, you are doing well. So please make sure you continue. The other thing I just want to mention, Barabaziri, without taking much time, is that as I know we have embarked as a ministry on a robust infrastructure development across the country. We are building stadiums regionally, everywhere in this nation. But please, let us involve the experts when we are making these stadiums so that it is also useful. It doesn't become white elephant that is there only for ceremonies. We make them training grounds for athletes to be able to use those stadia. Because government is investing a lot of money. It should not just be somewhere to do the ceremony. It must be somewhere that is usable for all our disciplines in athletes across the nation. That is why some of these standards, some of these specifications, it is the experts who know. It's not only the engineers, but the people who use those facilities also have the know-how, so they should be involved once in a while. I'm happy the chair of Sport Kenya is here now today. He can borrow a clue from that so that that can be enforced. Just a quick observation. Sport Fund, the ministry through Sport Fund have been supporting these events, all the calendar events for Athletics Kenya, where the government of the Republic of Kenya is the biggest sponsor for this activity. But just an observation, I've not seen a logo for Sport Fund here. So the biggest, you always remember the biggest donor. So that is an observation. Maybe you can correct before the time is due. Because if that correction does not happen this year, then next year, Waziri will review your performance. Because we are in an era whereby we are doing a lot as a government. And I'm saying this, Waziri, as an observation, just off the remark. We are doing a lot as a government, but people are silent about the government effort. It is high time now we want to show the public, because as Waziri always tells us, as the technical people work technically but deliver politically. So it must be seen from the public that this government that the government of the Republic of Kenya has done that. So that must be visible. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Du Hassan. I didn't hear you clapping for the student who got an A. That's the Athletics Federation. They are A students. Normally, when we get results of schools and the A students are announced, they're always carried shoulder high and a celebration goes around the city. So this one is going to go round the world in terms of celebration. And then again, A students always attract sponsorship, don't they? Yes, and they attract scholarships as well. Less than, sometimes, well, this time around, because we know the sponsor is already in-house. In fact, we are calling the Absa Marketing and Corporate Affairs Director, Muyaki Washira, to come and tell us what plans they have with this A student and the event that has been lined up. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, Honorable Salim Vuria, Principal Secretary, State Department for Sports, Elijah Mwangi, Athletics Kenya President, Lieutenant General Retired Jackson Tuwei, our Meet Director, Barnabas Korir, Sports Fund CEO, Ametupa Challenge Sana, Nomi Ibrahim, all Athletics Kenya directors, all our esteemed athletes present, members of the Fourth Estate, my fellow EXCO member, Moses Mudui, fellow Absa colleagues present, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you. Very good. Asante sana. I want to thank all of you most sincerely for finding time to be with us here today, and especially Athletics Kenya. Asanteni sana. It's been 6 years of partnership with us on this journey, and we appreciate that you have chosen Absa to be your partner of choice. We are delighted today to be renewing our commitments. We have, over the last decade, invested over 1.3 billion Kenya shillings in sports, across our sponsorships for football, for the English Premier League, for golf, and our biggest investment in athletics. We want to also recognize our athletes who have qualified for the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo this September. Fly our flag high, make us proud, we'll be cheering you on. We at Absa invest in stories that matter, and the stories of our athletes are great stories. If we look at our history, just from the person we celebrate with this Absa Kipkeino Classic Tour, we go to Eliud Kipchoge, Ferdinand Omanyala, Mary Moraa, many, many athletes with great stories, inspirational stories, stories of resilience, stories of discipline, stories of inspiration, and not just in Kenya, but world acclaimed. We continue to thank them for their dedication and for flying the Kenyan flag high. We as Absa are proud to be associated with athletics in Kenya. Beyond the medals and records, sports is also a unifying factor. It's also an economic catalyst. Just by virtue of this Kipkeino Classic, we will have lots of people coming into Nairobi. We will stimulate the hospitality sector, we will stimulate grassroots, we will stimulate our communities, and all this then will generate an economic catalyst across the country. As a brand rooted in community, we also use sports as a force for good. So over and above the meet itself, wherever we go, like when Moses went to Sirikwa in February, we had SME conversations with our business owners there. We had environmental conservation initiatives where trees were planted. We had financial literacy for the athletes. So this is not just about the meet itself, but it's overall looking at delivering value for not just the sports athletes, but the whole ecosystem. The Kipkeino Classic is a celebration of our identity. It provides a global stage for athletes. I'm sure we all feel such immense pride when we see the Kenyan flag and the national anthem playing. It's a moment for us to brag, a moment for us to say, look at those Kenyans, look at us shining on the global stage. But this determination and discipline and excellence mirrors the values we have as a brand and also as Kenyans. And so we continue to emulate these athletes. Our commitment as Absa is financial and it's also non-financial. Sports build brands and brands build sports. So on the financial side, as I've said, we've invested over 1.3 billion shillings in sports. This partnership with Athletics Kenya has gone on for the past 6 years. This is sustainable investment, and we are very proud of the achievements that we both have been able to make in the athletic space. It's a world-class event, and this year alone, we have invested over 60 million shillings with Athletics Kenya. We started off with the Absa Sirikwa Classic in February. We are now gearing up for the Kipkeino Classic, and we have various engagements with the youth with Athletics Kenya across the country. The rights fees that we've paid for these engagements total up to about 40 million shillings and a further 20 million shillings for logistical and amplification support, such as our media partners, hosting, hospitality, and athlete engagements. In partnership with Athletics Kenya and your ministry, Waziri, we are committed to ensuring our dominance in athletics remains. We will use sports as a driver of national progress, and I urge other like-minded partners to join us in this journey. And finally, a rallying call to all Kenyans. Please come to Ulinzi Sports Complex on 31st May. Let's cheer on our athletes. Let's celebrate them. Let's fly the Kenyan flag high and be part of an unforgettable chapter in our history. We are committed to empowering Africa's tomorrow, one story at a time. Asanteni sana, and your story also matters with Absa.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Muihaki, and for actually recognizing the cultural and community aspect of the sport as well. But I can tell you those cameras were waiting to hear some other figures. You know the 60 million one that you said from Sirikwa and everything else? They wanted to hear also what about today. But I've been told it's coming later. So hold your horses. She has another surprise for us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to welcome the Athletics Kenya President, Lieutenant General Retired Jackson Tuwei, to come and give his remarks. And in turn, I will ask him when he finishes to introduce the PS for sports, who in turn later on will introduce our guest of honor. Thank you very much.
Is something happening that side? Okay, thank you very much. So, Honorable CS for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, the PS Sports, allow me to say let us ride on all the protocols that have been already established. So you are all welcomed, and this is a great day for us. It is actually a requirement, Buenos Aires, on any international event that is accredited by World Athletics, we are supposed to do a lounge. And that is why we are doing this. It is a requirement, it's part of the event. And so I want to tell Buananu, who is who is the CEO of Sports Fund, you know, you are sitting on that side. This thing was there. Maybe you could not see it. But if you did not see that one, they are also replicated here. So we could not have been here. And being the chairman, I could not have been here without these two. But allow me to thank the ministry and the government of the Republic of Kenya for, first of all, allowing us to host this event. And apart from that, of course, now is the funding of the event itself. So thank you very much, Bwana Waziri. We could not have done this on our own without your input and without your advice and without your guidance. Allow me also to thank the sponsor, Absa, who have been with us for the last 5 years, and this is the 6th year, as we said earlier on. And you know, the sponsors are very, very important institutions when it comes to hosting of the events. And so thank you so much, Absa, for this. We don't take it for granted. And as we get excited about this, we also promise that a new list of athletes from Kenya. I'm sure you have all heard about these youth camps and so forth. Apart from what Bwana Gorira said and on Ferdinand Omanyala, we have a new crop of athletes that are coming up. And we would like to expose or to bring them on this particular area. And so we confirm that we have already over 200 top athletes that have been said, and those includes the new athletes from Kenya. It is part of the program that we have got as the youth program for this country. And Bwana Waziri, if you don't, any institution or any federation that doesn't have a youth program, then doesn't have a future. So we can say we have a future because we have got the youth of this country. And so well done for the youth subcommittee from Athletics Kenya. And we are going to continue with that. In previous editions, we have witnessed exciting competition with big names, like those ones who have already been named. And I'm sure this time around we have got new ones. When we had the first athletes from the United States, from Jamaica and other parts of the world, particularly in Eastern Europe, they came to Kenya, and the words they were giving is that they have always heard about Kenya. They have seen the Kenyan athletes compete in every part of the world, and they have been doing very well. So they wanted to come and see what kind of country do these athletes come from. So allow me to thank the athletes, to thank the officials of Athletics Kenya for having done this and attracted quite a number of big names from the other parts of the world. And we continue having this. Bwana Waziri, when it comes to the world championships, we started having the first world championship in Kenya here in 2007, when we hosted the World Cross Country Championships in Mombasa. And that was very successful. And then we hosted also the World Under 18 in 2017, as has been said already. Again, another very successful event. And in 2021, the World Under 20. And then we have also been allowed now these two other events by World Athletics. And so allow me therefore to thank World Athletics for supporting Kenya in the events that we are conducting and the events that we are hosting, and all the support that they have given us. They respect these events, and that is why we have got these championships coming here. And so let us all work hard to attract more events, because it's important that we host some of the international events that are here. We have got Sirikwa in Eldoret, and it has also been very, very successful at Lobo. and that one is across country. And you know, now we have got also Chepsaita event that has also been given a gold label. So we are moving. We are moving as a country, we are moving as a federation, and thank you, Bwananu, for giving us an A, because we are actually on A+. And that was on the financial side, but on the performance side, I can assure you, all these people, all these committees and subcommittees are working extra hard to make sure that athletics moves ahead and athletics gives a good name to the rest of the world, and particularly in our country. And therefore, the various disciplines that have been mentioned here is because in other continental events, continental tour events, they don't have that. They don't have national, and they don't have the other middle one. Because these were given to us because of the requests that we made as a country. And we said we would like to have our athletes in those two other categories so that they have got more events, they have got more competitions, and they can compete here at home. It is very important that they are competing at home on their own soil, that we can all witness, and particularly their parents, their colleagues, their guardians, even their children can come and watch them running here. There's nothing as good as that. They always watch them on the TV when they are running out there. But when they are watching them right on the ground at home, and then they also get the prizes at home here without entering an aeroplane, going to those other parts of the world. It is great. It is great. And that is why we have also given a bid to host the World Championships in 2029. We hope this time we'll get it. We'll get it this time. And therefore, I don't want to go into a lot of details. I know we've been waiting here for a while. I'm told the TV station is almost switched off now, and yet the CS has not talked. I hope we can extend that so that we can cover the CS's speech, because he is the chief guest. And so with those few remarks, allow me to ask the PS Sports, Bwana Elijah Mwangi, to come and give his remarks, and invite the CS to give his remarks as we come towards the end. Otherwise, thank you very much for coming here, all of you. Thank you very much for the support you have given to Athletics Kenya, and let us continue giving that support to our athletes, our great athletes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General, our CS, CS for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, Honorable Sarim Vuria, AK Fraternity, our CEO for Sports Kenya, our sponsors. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, mine is just simple to welcome our CS. He's our chief guest to come and give his remarks. But before then, allow me to appreciate the good work that AK is doing. I've been in the event across this country. I've seen what they are doing in terms of identifying our talents. The other day we were in Eldoret for the Eldoret City Marathon. This weekend we were in Nandi with the Tiberet mountain run. And today we are here launching Kipkeino Classic Tour. And it means, as he has indicated, after this we shall be having new talents that shall be unveiled the way you did for Omanyara. And therefore we are grateful for what you are doing, and we expect that we shall continue supporting you in your endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, you may realize that this is one of the 5 tourism circuits that we have in the ministry. We do have the World Rally Championship, the Safari Rally, that is held in March. We have the rugby sevens, we have the Sirikwa, and of course we have this one. And the expectation is that when these events are done here locally, we do have exposure to our country in terms of tourism. And AK, they have done it, and we expect by the time these athletes who will be visiting our country, you have an opportunity to take them through what we have to offer. And as part of monetizing our talents, I've seen you have trophies here, but I also heard you saying that those who shall be winning, they shall go home with cash awards. Equally, in the ministry, we have already approved new rates for cash awards, specifically World Championship and Olympics. We have reviewed from the 750,000 that was being paid for a gold winner. It has gone up to 3 million. Equally, for position number 2, bronze, it has gone up from 500,000 to 2 million. And so on. And already we are compiling our list. We expect our cabinet secretary soon. We will be inviting all those athletes who have competed, won in the last few years for those CAS awards. And since this is not my event, I want to take this opportunity to sincerely invite our CS, our chief guest, to come and lounge as you give your remarks. Welcome, our CS.
Asante sana, tunaweza keti. Thank you, we can take our seats. The PS in charge of sports, Elijah Mwangi, the president of Athletics Kenya, Gerald Jackson Tuwei, the CEO of AK, Barnabas Korir, our sponsors, Absa, led by the corporate director, Madam Mwihaki, Colonel Masai, who is also our technical person and the host here today. I also want to recognize the Ministry of Defense because my colleague was supposed to be here with me, but because of other duties, she is not able to join at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, and also members of the Fourth Estate, good afternoon. We are very happy. First of all, I want to thank the Minister of Defense for the partnership, that we have continued to have in terms of upgrading our sports infrastructure in the country. And therefore, that partnership is really doing great for Kenyans. I also want to thank Athletics Kenya for being able to put together a classic event that is going to inspire all Kenyans. I know many Kenyans have followed this Kipkeino Classic with great admiration because it has been very, very thrilling and inspiring as an athletic event on the calendar of world athletics. And therefore, as I stand before you here, I want to say that it is a personal joy and also a big honor for me to officially welcome the world to Kenya. I'm saying the world to Kenya because Kenya is known for athletics, and our profile is very high, and we will continue to profile and to ensure that we utilize the positive image that we have within our athletes to also inspire other facets of our economy. The Kipkeino Classic, and you have already been told, it is now going into the 6th year, and therefore it has grown into a world-class event, and basically therefore attracts, athletes around the globe, which therefore inspires us as government and as a country to make even much more commitments to ensure that we succeed. I'm aware that initially this event was scheduled to take place at Nyayo Stadium, but now I want to announce officially that we will have it here in Ulinzi. In Nyayo, just as you are aware, we are doing an upgrade there. A lot of work is happening. We are putting in a new tartan track, and therefore Nyayo is now labeled as a construction site. So we cannot host that event in Nyayo, but we will have it here in Ulinzi, and Ulinzi meets the expectations that are expected, you know, the standards, and where the standards are a little bit low, by Saturday everything will be complete. And therefore we have no reason to panic. We are a country with alternatives, you know, so thank you very much, because we will continue to shine. As I already said, that sports and athletics, you know, it's not just for fun, it's not just for entertainment, but this is our national identity. When you travel around the world, we are known, you know, for athletics, and therefore Kenyans, this is an opportunity to continue to shine and also to activate our pride in unity, and to come and make sure that we support our athletes and we support this very, very important activity. Kenya's profile has grown. You know, we have many, many athletes who come to train in our country. We have a lot of camps in Elgeyo Marakwet, in Uasin Gishu, especially in Iten. We have a whole house there where training of athletes goes on, world athletes. And this time around, we will even look at how we support our coaches. In fact, in the next week, we'll have a graduation of some of our coaches in France. And that tells you how, as a country, we have a lot of opportunity to ensure that we make even more commitments. And I'm sure as we host this Kipkeino Classic, which is a continental tour, we are not just hosting, but we also project to win and win in a big way. So I want to take this opportunity to also wish our athletes who will participate, I want to wish them well. You have already been told that we have increased the awards. And that means we would want more Kenyans to win so they can enjoy the new rates that we have already approved. Here in Ulinzi, we expect around 10,000 spectators, which is a big number. What I want to say is, even as you come here to enjoy the race, please avoid vandalism. A lot of investment has gone into this facility, and even the many others we are doing, Nyayo, Kasarani. So these are public investments. And when we do public investments, we also expect that we will have responsible funds and responsible spectators. I also want to confirm to Athletics Kenya and Kenyans in general that we have already committed to spend 300 million for this event, which we have already approved. And basically that is also to tell everybody that sporting activities are as serious as any other investment in our country. For those of you who will not come here physically, you will tune live on NTV, so you catch the events live. And I want to thank Absa, you know, for remaining steadfast to ensure that you consistently support Athletics Kenya and this Kipkeino event, which you have also put in your financial plan. and therefore we don't take it for granted as government. We want to thank you because that is also a commitment. Apart from what you are doing as a private sector, you are also playing a very critical role, ensuring that you also support community activities. Because Kenya has a very good profile for athletics, we also want to ensure that our athletes are doing their trade with integrity. And therefore, we have increased our surveillance, our anti-doping efforts, so that Kenya can still ride on that profile where the athletes win, but they are also maintaining the high standards of integrity in our country. So I would wish to call on all Kenyans, we come together, we celebrate excellence of our athletes, and this activity is a good unifying factor, but it also activates all the other economic ecosystems. When the CEO was here, he was telling us the hotels, that have already been looked at, and many of the international guests will be there. That means we are activating tourism. And therefore, we also use this opportunity to market our country and to continue to be that country that is still the capital of Africa on matters athletics. So as a ministry, we will continue to work with you, President. Already I have seen our CEO, Nu, who was here, and I think I thought about it. There was a reason why he had been slotted in the program, so that he can give the marks. And if you are very keen, he mentioned the air, but he wasn't very sure, so he was quickly trying to say there's room for improvement. But he meant it in terms of, what you are doing. And I want to agree with him that AK is very, very organized. And we want to work with you for now and in the future. We want to work with all federations to streamline operations. Operations in terms of financial management, but operations in terms of making sure that that support that is given, the support that is declared, reaches the rightful person. We have had situations where Kenyans go out of the country and even the uniform is low quality. That will not be allowed. We have to maintain the standards for everything that we do. So we don't want our players to go out of the country and they complain all over. When you have been properly funded as a federation, when we make a financial commitment, we also expect that that financial commitment will come with responsibility and accountability. And therefore, we are very proud as government. We are very proud because His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, has set a vision to ensure that the talents of our young men and women, the athletes and whatever kind of sporting, is not just for fun, but it is also connected with their livelihoods. And that is why for us it is a very serious undertaking. As we talk about Kipkeino Classic Continental Tour, we also would wish to take this to the grassroots, where talent identification is done on the ground, and the talent academies that we are doing across the country are also coupled with running tracks to ensure that even at school level, you can be able to identify those talents. And therefore, we are working on a whole government approach with the Ministry of Education and many other agencies to ensure that we capture these talents at an early stage. So in the phase 1, we are doing 37 talent academies across the country, but going forward, we will continue to do more. So I would like to rally all the agencies to be very supportive to ensure that we uplift the talents of our young men and women. With those many remarks, I would wish now to declare the Kipkeino Classic Continental Tour officially launched, and to urge all Kenyans to turn in large numbers to be here on the 31st of May, to cheer our teams, and to also see the kind of international competition, that Kenya attracts. Kwa hayo machache, Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki, asanteni sana. Asante.
Well, a bigger hand, ladies and gentlemen, a bigger hand as we also launched the official video of the Absa Kipkeino Classic, and also the official mascot of the Kipkeino Classic.